Hi, I'm Linz. Welcome to Becoming Everwell, a channel where we talk about the ongoing journey of becoming. In today's life learning episode for Midlife You, we are talking about a garbage bag and a buck.
I make sense of life by writing about real everyday stuff that makes us who we are. Some of these snapshots are fun, some are more serious. Maybe they'll open up something in you too. Let's grow.
Living on a major state road in a spot where thousands of cars drive by daily, I've witnessed my fair share of accidents. A car hitting a cyclist, a car hitting a motorcyclist, a car hitting a dog, a car hitting a streetlight, and most recently, a deer hitting a car. I heard the boom from inside my house, and by the time I got to a window with a view, I only saw the buck in my driveway darting from the road. He'd clearly ran across the street during the morning commuter's rush, and as a result, the unsuspecting car got its side view mirror torn off. The surrounding traffic halted momentarily, but seeing that the party at fault was an antlered beast, and because the affected car was drivable, the mirrorless car carried on and the hum of traffic resumed. The buck stood in my driveway for about 5 minutes, looking back at the road, seemingly in shock, before he leapt over a stone wall and out of sight. And I kept hearing crunching noises coming from the road as car after car drove over crushed pieces of fallen mirror. So to save a few tires from puncture, I went out to the road, and for the next 5 or 6 lulls in traffic, I retrieved pieces of broken plastic and shattered glass. And it reminded me of a time a few months prior when we discovered a singular bag of garbage in the middle of the road, likely having dislodged from a garbage truck. My kids and I noticed it during the morning walk to the bus stop. It was large and hard to miss. I didn't remove it because of the heavy traffic flow, and I suppose I'd assumed that someone driving a garbage truck might see it and claim it. Well, I was wrong. Throughout that day, I observed from my home office window as the bag continued to get swiped by cars every which way until tearing it open from the force and dispersing all it had contained into what looked like 1,000 pieces of debris for 2 full blocks of the road. Wind carried much of it, as did tires. That one bag of trash became a spectacular mess. So eventually, I grabbed a jumbo trash bag of my own, put on gloves, and went out there to pick up what I could. I spent well over an hour collecting the sprawled out trash. Why am I sharing this with you? Well, the one bag of stuff and the visual of how swiftly it transformed into such an expansive mess has lingered in my mind as a valuable bit of wisdom. Look, we've all got a bit of metaphoric garbage that we carry. Stuff that we're dealing with, stuff that we're trying to offload, stuff that's not serving us well, stuff that we're trying to unlearn, stuff that we're trying to heal. Stuff related to trust issues, childhood issues, marriage issues, friendship issues, parenting issues, body issues, mental health issues, addiction issues, authority issues, reputation issues, etc. And some of the time, we handle our stuff effectively, but sometimes our stuff makes a mess. Sometimes our stuff becomes other people's problems. Sometimes we leave a tremendous wake with our mishandled stuff. And then sometimes a frickin' antlered buck busts into your path out of nowhere and creates stuff that wasn't before there. Turns out the bag of garbage and the buck are here to teach me something, because they're getting me thinking about the potential impact of my stuff on others, and also how I can be more self-aware of my responsibility when it comes to my stuff. I invite you to go inward alongside me as we think about our role when it comes to handling our stuff, so that we may do our best to not create a mess for others. I've created a checklist to keep ourselves accountable. It has 5 things to it. Number 1, recognize the stuff as it surfaces. I suspect that most of us are somewhat aware as our stuff arises within us. Its arrival may be subtle, or it may be sharp. But when the dissonance presents itself, maybe even say aloud, oh, there's the stuff, it just showed up. Visualize it by giving it a shape. Consider a visual of a filled garbage bag. Works for me. Number 2, decide to handle the stuff thoughtfully. In other words, don't neglect it. Neglect is a choice that permits the expansive mess of debris that follows. Remind yourself that many resources exist that are quite literally raising their hands and saying, your garbage can be handled with care here. I'm talking therapists, coaches, mentors, a true friend. Also, plenty of modalities can support us, like journaling, meditation, energy work, and the like. Choose a plan for handling your stuff. Number 3, acknowledge that sometimes your instincts and how you handle the stuff won't work. Or maybe you inadvertently went about handling the stuff in a counterproductive way. We're human, and our judgment is by design flawed. Sometimes a redo is required, which leads right into the next one, number 4. Look back and ask, is there anything for me to clean up? Get reflective and ask yourself, does something need to be revisited? Where do I need to communicate more effectively? Where can I ask relevant questions? Where could I better listen? Where could I apologize? How could I try again? Number 5, finally, have faith in people. Sometimes the stuff materializes out of nowhere and makes no sense and isn't fair. We've all been struck by a metaphoric buck. But chances are that there's someone out there, perhaps a perfect stranger, who will help you pick up the pieces. Often, there's someone cleaning up your messes and you'll have no idea about their efforts. Many good people exist. Have faith that at least one of the good ones will show up when you're dealing with the most unfortunate stuff. But the big lesson in all of this is that the singular bag of garbage and the untimely appearance of the buck could be perceived as random, and yet, with closer consideration, they offer valuable nuggets of life learning. Truth is, we're all presented with unremarkable, everyday, unplanned occurrences that masquerade like they're random, when in actuality, we're surrounded by wisdom in disguise. The tricky part is that it's on us to get intentional and figure it out. Let's keep growing. Thanks for being here. If you've liked what you've heard, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this. Leave a comment, even share it with someone else who you think might enjoy it too. I'm so happy to be here in your sphere. You can learn all about the other ways that I can further support your inner growth at my website, lindsayhurdy.com, or more specifically at my Substack, where all of these essays that I share here on YouTube are housed in writing, lindsayhurdy.substack.com. Thanks for being here. Until next time.
Be sure to like and subscribe and click that bell to get alerts for new posts. I'd be ever grateful.